Jaya Jaya Sri Caitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Sri Caitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Sri Caitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Samaveta Gaur Bhakti Vrind ki jai. Om Ajnanatimidandhasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupaha Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yutapadakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitamscha Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, dear devotees, welcome to today's Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita reading. We are reading from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela, chapter 3. Lord Chaitanya's stay at Advaita Acharya's home. So we are reading, we were reading about the Bhoga offering, the prasadam that was offered by Srila Advaita Acharya to Gaurang Mahaprabhu, to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So after making the offering, so we saw the details of all the different preparations. After the offering was made and Aarti was performed for the deities, for Krishna, for the deities, and then putting the deities to rest, Srila Advaita Acharya invited Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu to come inside the room to take prasadam. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu called Mukunda and Haridas Thakur to also come to take prasadam. Mukunda said, I am in the middle of something I have not finished. I will come afterwards, after I finish my work. Meanwhile, both of you lords should go and honor prasadam. So in this way, he didn't go. Then Haridas Thakur said, my lord, I am so sinful, right? My birth is sinful. I'm a sinful person. So I will stay outside. After you're finished, you just give me a palmful of prasadam and I will be satisfied with that. So we read Srila Prabhupada's purport on that, why Haridas Thakur said that, because it was the social custom that those, even though the Hindus and Muslims would talk to each other and they would have dealings with each other, but still there was this this distance that was maintained. So, for example, like in this case, they would be invited for prasadam, but they would be served outside the house. They would not be allowed inside the house. So, because of unclean habits like eating meat, etc. So Haridas Thakur, then again talking about Haridas Thakur, he was not a Yavana. He was a Vaishnava, superior to anyone else. But because of his natural humility, he considered himself a Yavana, a low-born. So he said, I will stay outside and I'll just stay, I won't come inside. But also, then why Haridas Thakur? Of course, his natural humility is there. But then, if a great person does that, then everyone else will also do. They will also say, oh, Yavana should stay outside and like that, because such a great person is saying, so this is how we should treat. That point may come up. But so we discussed that also, that Haridas Thakur did not want to disturb society. The system was already in place and there was a reason for that. So, but if you transcend the material modes, then on the spiritual platform, everyone is equal. There is no distinction of who's higher and who's lower. But on the material platform, there is always distinction. And it is already there in society. It's not like somebody is introducing it. That this difference is there. So Haridas Thakur did not want to disturb that. For example, if he went inside, this may be outrageous to the Brahmin community. The caste Brahmanas, right? Because actually there is nothing wrong. If Haridas Thakur went, it's actually a great honor for the person to have Haridas Thakur come inside and take prasadam. This is Vaishnava, someone who's very dear to the Supreme Lord. It's great honor. But still, um, uh, just so as not to create disturbance in society. So as not to create disturbance in society, Haridas Thakur accepted this existing system. So then we will begin reading from the next verse, today's verse. Text 63, that's what we read yesterday. Haridasa kohe mui papishta adhama, bahire eka mushtipache karimu bhojana. Haridas Thakur said, I am the most sinful and lowest among men. Later I shall eat one palmful of prasadam while waiting outside. See, so the bottom line is, although a Vaishnav may be very advanced spiritually, just like Haridas Thakur, he keeps himself externally humble and submissive. So we discussed that verse quite elaborately yesterday. Text 64. Dui prabhu loya acharya gela bhitara ghare, prasada dekhiya prabhura ananda antare. Advaita Acharya took Lord Nityananda Prabhu and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu within the room, and the two lords saw the arrangement of the prasadam. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was especially very pleased. Purport: Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was pleased because he saw how nicely so many varieties of food were prepared for Krishna. Actually, all kinds of prasadam are prepared for Krishna, not for the people. But the devotees partake of prasadam with great pleasure. So this is also very significant. Mahaprabhu, when he saw the arrangement of the prasadam, so that's why. So wherever the plates were kept, all three plates were kept at the same time. For Krishna and for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu. For Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, they were kept in banana leaf plates, and for Krishna, the deity, it was kept on a metal plate, and all three were carried and served there in the same spot. And so first, all the offerings were made to Krishna. That's another important thing. All three offerings were made to Krishna, and we saw how it was arranged. First, there were 3 plates of rice in the middle. Only rice with ghee on top, like mountains of rice on 3 plates. One was a metal plate, 2 were banana leaf plates, and there was a mountain of rice with ghee on top. And then there were so many hundreds of banana skin cups with sabjis, different types of sabjis, dals, preparations all around. Hundreds of cups around these 3 plates. And then there were pots in different places, earthen pots, big pots filled with sweet rice and condensed milk and different types of, milk preparations. sweets. And then there was also pots of water scented with rose water kept. So that was the arrangement. And it was made there for the deity. So there was a bhoga room for the deity where the deity would honor. And after the offering was made, so the curtains were closed, the deity accepted, and then the curtain was opened and Aarti was performed. So I'm thinking there's another room where the deity is invited to take bhoga. And then again the deity is invited back on the altar where Aarti is performed. And when Aarti is performed, everyone was present, the curtains are closed, everybody witnesses the Aarti. And after Aarti, the deities are given rest. So the altar is closed, the deities are taking rest now. Now into this bhoga room where the offering was made, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu were called in and they came inside, and now they're looking at the arrangement of all these offerings that was made. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was especially very happy seeing the nice arrangement. Why? Because Krishna is being served with such love and devotion. So, actually, advancement in Krishna consciousness is seen in the detail. In the detail. Um, Making an offering on time, that's good, that's very good. But again, taking note of the detail, like being very conscious in terms of time, in terms of cleanliness, and also in terms of the different varieties of offerings that are made. And also, I can give you one example. If you're making a plate of fruit offering to Krishna, you can just, the lowest level would be just buy the fruit and put the whole fruit in front of Krishna. That's also one type of offering. That's one type of offering. But there's not much scope for expressing your devotion there. Whereas you nicely peel the fruit, cut it into nice, that's the next level would be just cut it, peel it, cut it, and put it in a bowl and offer. That's the next level. And even better would be somebody who's nicely arranging, right? If you're making an offering of different fruits, so different fruits nicely decorating a plate. So it's very inviting for the person who's going to take, for Krishna, so making the offering. So the detail, right? So this is applied in every field, whether you're dressing the deity, right? Taking care of the details, all details, not just certainly about how they look, but also how comfortable it is for them. We see Raghav Pandit and Damayanti. We just read in Chaitanya Bhagavat last week, and Nityananda Prabhu was at Raghav Pandit's house. So Raghav Pandit and Damayanti, his sister, they are known for their offerings. Right? They would cook different varieties of offerings for Krishna. How thoughtful, they were. His sister, she would prepare items, different preparations, and also the sequence, which should be eaten after what. That was her meditation. And she had hundreds and hundreds of jholi, right, small bags with these preparations packed, and she would send them to Jagannath Puri. And then, first Mahaprabhu would eat this preparation, but this can create gas in the stomach. So right after that, she will have another preparation, which will kind of counter that, right? Help in digestion. And then the next item. This is called detail. So this, when you are taking the detail into consideration, right? You're taking care of the detail. That shows, that actually reflects your advanced state in devotional service. And just doing it on a gross level to get it done, that's not a very advanced state. It's a lower state. But to actually do it with care, with attention, with consciousness, that shows the advanced state. So Mahaprabhu, when he saw the offerings that were made to the deity, he was so pleased. So many varieties uh, of offerings were made, and they were made so nicely arranged with such care, with such detail. Krishna is served so nicely. So he is very pleased. If you were invited for a feast and if somebody served all this, how would you feel? Oh, wow, nice, so many varieties I'll get to eat. I'm not saying you, but I'm just saying us in general, right? So we would just look at, oh, nice, right? What else do they have? But what is the meditation of a pure devotee, Mahaprabhu in this case? How nicely Krishna is being served. How nicely Krishna is being served. So seeing that, he became very happy. So as soon as he went inside the room, he saw the arrangement, he became very happy. So he was especially pleased. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is saying, and Srila Prabhupada is saying, that he was pleased because he saw how nicely so many varieties of food were prepared for Krishna. Yeah. And also, another thing is, all types of preparations, right? Whatever prasadam we are making, they're actually prepared for Krishna. That is, again, this is called refining our bhakti. Hmm? That is why, at least if we are not able to do, so when we say pure devotional service, it's a very high standard, right? Pure devotional service, the standard is high, very high. And doing like this every time, 24 hours, because you have no other meditation, that is pure devotional service. So, but we want to cultivate that, so at least sometimes, and we should increase the frequency more and more. We should be making some offerings, nice offerings, just for Krishna. Just for Krishna. Most of the time, the meditation is, oh, what this family member likes, this family member doesn't like, that family member has some health issues, so this has to be prepared, that has to be prepared. And then, oh, I'm tired today, so I'll make something simple. I have to go out. So many things. And then we just make and we put it. My, you know, uh, teacher, he says that we think Krishna is like a machine, right? Like you have these dough machines, chapati machines, you put, or you can say bread machine, right? You put everything, all atta, water, everything you put inside, you shut the lid, and input and output. From outside comes bread, ready-made bread, you'll get the whole thing, or roti, whatever, right? You feed something on one side and the machine prepares it and gives you the result, end result. So similarly, we think the deity, Krishna is like a machine. You put bhoga and it comes out as prasadam. So I want to eat so many different types of preparations. So I put everything in front of Krishna and then he converts everything into prasadam and I take and I keep eating. And then, so Srila Prabhupada is making the point here that no, we don't make preparations for people. Actually, everything is made for Krishna, and then Krishna's prasadam is distributed to everyone. So this type of this sentiment, this fine sentiment, it comes as one, we should certainly try. It's not that, oh, I'm not advanced, so it's okay if I didn't do that. We should certainly endeavor. But for those who are in advanced stages of bhakti, it is natural. It's not like they have to. That is why sadhana bhakti and bhava bhakti and prema bhakti, right? Bhava bhakti, prema bhakti, even in sadhana bhakti in higher levels, asakti stage, it's natural to be thinking of Krishna all the time. Even if because of some reasons, external reasons, the mind goes away, the mind automatically, its natural state is to come back to Krishna. But in sadhana bhakti, we are beginning, right? We are trying to be Krishna conscious all the time because we are convinced that this is what I have to do. So 24 hours we are striving to be Krishna conscious, to be engaged in devotional service. And uh, so the mind is always going here and there and you have to pull it back. You have to pull it back, right? Chanchalam hi manah Krishna pramathi balavadridham tasyaham nigraham manye vayoriva sudushkaram. Arjuna is saying, the mind is very restless, turbulent, obstinate. It's going away from Krishna all the time. So controlling the mind and keeping it focused on one thing is more difficult than controlling the raging wind. So it's not easy to focus the mind on Krishna. But what is Krishna saying? Asamshayam mahabaho mano durnigraham chalam abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyena cha grihyate. Yes, undoubtedly, it's very difficult to control the mind. I agree. But it is not impossible. It is possible. How? Abhyasena tu kaunteya. Abhyasa means by practice. The mind goes away, you bring it back. This is called sadhana. Sadhana means practice, practice, practice. So that is in the initial stages. Sadhana bhakti means you have to practice. Try to do it nicely. Make a nice offering to Krishna. Because the nature of the mind is to forget and to do something else and just do it, like in a quick way, just it's done. Now let me go to something which is more important for me or more pressing at the time or more interesting, right? But the practice of the devotee is to control the mind. This is the most important thing. Let me do a nice offering to Krishna. So that detail is very important, and that's when we are actually making progress in Krishna consciousness. Okay, so Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is very pleased. All preparations, all prasadam is prepared for Krishna, not for the people, but the devotees partake of prasadam with great pleasure, right? And why they take with great pleasure again? Because Krishna, this was prepared for Krishna with such love, and this is Krishna's remnants, his juta, right? Something, this food has touched Krishna's saliva. So this becomes nectar. So I want that food. I want that food. So like that, devotees are very eager to take Krishna's prasadam. One thing I want to say here is, now you may question, what about when there is, devotees, exalted devotees, and let's say a spiritual master, and you prepare. That is certainly, right. We said Anya Abhilashita Shunyam, and that was Anu means Tadiya, anything related to Krishna also. So somebody, just like when we cook for, recently we had Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur's disappearance day. So then what do you prepare? Whatever is dear to him. So he likes, generally all acharyas, they like shukta, they like shak. So that has to be there. Whenever you make preparations for acharyas, Vaishnava acharyas, shak and shukta will be there. And again, why they like, so if you actually see, it is Krishna likes it, of course, because Vaishnava will not like what Krishna does not like. He won't. He will like, because Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, our Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, why Advaita Acharya is serving so many varieties of Shukta, so many varieties of Shak? Because Mahaprabhu likes it. Krishna likes it. So, yeah, that's the principle. So when we cook something, it is cooked for Krishna and not for anyone else. But the devotees partake of prasad with great pleasure. ऐचे अन्न ये कृष्ण के कराय भोजन जन्मे जन्मे शिरे धरो ताहार चरण. See, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu approved of all the methods employed in cooking. All the methods employed in cooking, right? Different ways of cooking. You can be cooking on fire, like chapatis, right? That's one way. Or boiling, like rice, or frying. The different ways of cooking. Mahaprabhu approved of all the methods employed in cooking and offering food to Krishna. Indeed, he was so pleased that he said, frankly, I will personally take the lotus feet of anyone. I will personally take the lotus feet of anyone who can offer Krishna such nice food and place those feet, lotus feet, on my head, birth after birth. Right? So what is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appreciating here? He is appreciating the love of that devotee, the love for Krishna in that devotee. Somebody who is taking that trouble to make a nice offering for Krishna. to please Krishna. So that reflects in the result. It reflects in the result. When you make a nice offering with your full heart, that means, of course, you cannot say that I have a lot of love, but I make like half burnt preparation and all that, and I'm making it love with love and I'm offering. If you make it with love, then you'll make sure that it is perfect. That is what is called paying attention to the detail. You will see Yamuna Mataji was personally trained by Srila Prabhupada in cooking. And, like there are many traditional preparations that they make, in Vraj, in Vrindavan. There is one type of roti which is cooked, I think, on neem wood or something. The precision of how long the roti has to be, because by that cooking on that wood, that neem flavor goes into the roti. So she learned from the local Brajbasis and she made it for Srila Prabhupada. And Srila Prabhupada, as soon as he ate, he could tell that it is good, but it should be cooked for just a few more seconds. Precision, right? The detail. A few more seconds gives a different taste. It gives a different result. And exactly what that difference is. Like really paying attention to detail. So, what is Mahaprabhu? How is Mahaprabhu appreciating? Personally, frankly speaking, I will take the lotus feet of any person, not just Advaita Acharya, any person who can make such a nice offering to Krishna. I will take his lotus feet on my head, not once, birth after birth. Eternally, I will keep such person's head. Somebody who can prepare this type of offering for Krishna, I will keep his lotus feet on my head, birth after birth. That is how grateful Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is towards any devotee who does genuine loving service to Krishna. And this is the mood of Srimati Radharani, because Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu he is Srimati Radharani, right? In consciousness, in mood. That is his mood. That is Krishna in the mood of Srimati Radharani. How grateful she feels when a devotee renders wonderful service to Krishna. Okay. So Mahaprabhu is saying, I take that person's lotus feet on my head, birth after birth. Anyone who prepares such nice offering to Krishna. Prabhu jane tina bhoga Krishnera naivedya acharyera manah katha nahe prabhura vedya. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu entered the room, he saw 3 divisions of food. And he knew that all of these were meant for Krishna. However, he did not understand the intentions of Advaita Acharya. Yes? So Krishna, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu didn't even think, oh, there's 3 plates. There's Krishna, one Krishna on the altar. Why 2 banana leaf plates with rice and again 1 metal plate with rice? There should be only 1 plate. Why there's 3 plates? Nothing occurred to Mahaprabhu. For Mahaprabhu, he was just completely amazed by seeing the loving offering of Advaita Acharya for Krishna. So he was thinking this whole thing is meant for Krishna, the 3 plates. It didn't occur to him why in 3 plates Advaita Acharya is offering to Krishna. So he didn't understand the intentions of Advaita Acharya. What was Advaita Acharya's plan? What was his intention in offering 3 plates? He didn't understand. Purport. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur states that one of these servings was offered in a metal dish and was meant for Krishna. So that we understood. We just didn't understand why one was in metal dish. But yeah, because he's Krishna, right? Was meant for Krishna, whereas the other 2 were placed on big banana leaves. The offering on the metal plate was personally offered by Advaita Acharya to Krishna. The other 2 servings on banana leaves were to be accepted by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Lord Nityananda. That was Advaita Acharya's intention, but he did not disclose this to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Thus, when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw the food offered in 3 places, he thought that all of it was meant for Krishna. So, as said earlier, all 3 were taken in the DT room and all 3 were served there only, and they were offered to Krishna. But what was Advaita Acharya's plan? Those 2 on the banana leaf plates, they will be honored by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu after offering to Krishna. That was his plan. And the one on metal plate was for Krishna. So, प्रभु बोले, sorry, प्रभु बोले वैसती ने करिए भोजन आचार्य कोहे आमी करिब परिवेशन. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, let us sit down in these 3 places and we shall take prasadam. However, Advaita Acharya said, I shall distribute the prasadam. Acha. So, yeah, you understood what's going on. So, there were 3 plates. Of course, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu thought this is all offered to Krishna. And now what do you do with the prasadam? They are invited inside to take prasadam, right? You come inside. So now we will take, 3 of us will sit down and we'll sit in 3 places and we will take this prasadam. So Advaita Acharya said, no, I'm going to serve prasadam. I will distribute. So how Advaita Acharya will distribute that prasadam? That we will see on Monday. Because tomorrow is Saturday and then Sunday we'll be reading Chaitanya Bhagavat. On Monday we will continue with Chaitanya Charitamrita. Thank you so much, dear devotees. Hare Krishna. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyev cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Hare Krishna.